So for the indicators, I use the triple EMA, the Vision SNR, Vision, and this isn't out yet. But you're going to go to FX indicators, and if they're not saved in your favorites, you're just going to type it in. And for the triple EMA, you have to have it as capital EMA, otherwise it won't appear. And it'll be this first one by jwilcharts. And to add it to your chart, you're just going to click it one time. Now, mine now says I have 2. So we're going to remove that one. And then to edit the numbers, because the original setting, I think, is like 50, 150, and something else. So you just click that gear.
Are you returning? Oh, okay.
And then you're going to change it to 20, 50, and 200. And that's all you mess with. Oh, look, Vic's in here. Hey, Vic. Bevy's probably asleep. Aaron, good to see you.
What's up, Cash?
Oh, you know, just chilling. Same old, same old. What you up to?
I understand. Oh, man.
Are you avoiding everybody? Just chilling?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's probably good.
Yeah, I mean, you know.
Good.
It's all good.
Yeah.
I was going to message you and Bevy again earlier, and I forgot. I'll have to do that after this. But lots of fun stuff.
I haven't even looked at a US30 in a while. My goodness.
Oh, man. I'm telling you, today was crazy. Like, it was wild.
I'm looking back at some of the stuff I charted, and when I charted it, it actually planned out the way I would have played it too. Son of a
biscuit eater. I know.
Sheesh.
Like, trust me. I was watching it today, and I'm just like, what is it doing?
Say, where are you going?
Pretty much. I was like, all right, okay.
US30 has its own swag.
Pretty much. How's NOS 100?
It's doing good. I'm going, I think I got, while I was teaching today, I made about 700, so ain't bad.
Nice.
I start teaching my students that too.
Oh, man.
What do you trade NOS on?
NOS 100 you can actually trade on MT4 as well.
Oh, nice.
It's actually really nice. Aaron knows it a lot better than I do. I think I've only traded it like twice. Not for lack of trying. I just, you know, I'm a fan of US30.
It doesn't have as much movement as US.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Less volume.
So, I mean, when it does move, it moves. It's cheaper too. So if you want to go that route,
it's honestly a good one to start with.
Definitely.
Instead of like diving into US30. I mean, they're similar, definitely. But yeah. But I'm kind of just chilling tonight, guys. I mean, I feel like I covered everything in the video. Although, if y'all have questions, I am more than happy to answer them. That's what I'm here for. What's up?
Do you know why the spread is so much bigger now, right now than it is, say, like 12 hours ago?
Oh, yes. So, we actually, that was something we figured out by trial and error, really. So, when, I think it has to do with volume. Like, that's the only thing that I've really been able to connect it with. is when there's higher amounts of volume, like US Open, London Open. Actually, no, I think London Open is still about, the spread's about 3. US Open, London Open, Asia Open. But right now, it's pretty much
It's like $4 right now.
Yeah, it's right now it's like 4, and I think I've seen it at 5, but very rarely. It's so slow right now that this
Right.
is one of those. It's kind of la-di-da, moseying on. And so I really don't trade right now. I wait till
So
about 11.
the best time to really open to trade, as far as what my time frame is, since I'm on the West Coast, would probably be the U.S. Open, then, right?
Yeah. Or the London Open, if you're up for staying up late.
Well, when's the London Open, say, Eastern time?
Oh, look at that.
Eastern time is
Yeah, plug in a French limit.
3 a.m.
Okay, so that would be midnight my time then.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then, because I'll trade anywhere from 11 o'clock Central to probably 2 p.m. Central.
Okay.
That's when you trade mostly?
Mostly, yeah. I may trade after it opens back up. Because it opens back up at 5 Central. So I may trade it a little bit, but probably not much.
So is this mostly traded in America and Europe, not Asia then, or what?
Honestly, I don't know. I know it's definitely traded in Europe and America.
So when it's like 11, like late at night, it goes all night, right? Like it's like Monday through Friday, pretty much till 5 p.m. Central, or what?
So it's open Sunday afternoon to Friday afternoon. It
So it's
basically,
like 4x hours.
exactly.
Okay.
And then it actually, so you know how there's that like 1 hour during Forex where the spread goes really crazy? I don't know if you ever noticed that or not.
No, what is it like late at night?
Usually it's around 3 in the afternoon.
Oh,
So basically what that is called the maintenance hour. And we've noticed that with MT4, it basically goes from 3 o'clock Central to 5 Central. Like, it'll move after 3 o'clock, but you better be very careful, because it's like at 3:15 or something when it shuts down and then opens back up for like 5 minutes at 3:45. So I pretty much just avoid it after 2:30.
okay.
That's my done time.
Because you know on Forex, it's supposed to be like Tuesday through Thursday, are like peak trading hours. Is that true for this too, or is it like not?
It's similar, but because it's the Dow, it's so volatile no matter what. I mean, I'd say the peak trading would be Monday through Friday. So that
Nice.
Sunday night and that Friday afternoon would be the lower, not as volatile.
Like avoid that.
You don't recommend holding positions overnight in this, do you?
You can. If you hold through the maintenance hour with MT4, there is a small fee. And basically that's just added on to your position. So if you're already blue, then you'll probably stay blue, just not as blue. If you're red, you'll be even more red. And then if you hold through the weekend, there is a fee. So I really don't hold my positions overnight. Just because I never know what the London market will decide to do. Usually the bulls,
Right.
usually they've been pushing it for the past 2 weeks to new time highs. And I'm just sitting here like, what is wrong with you? It's 3 a.m. I need to drink some coffee for this. So that's pretty much, if I do hold a position.
So currently, London market is a bull movement.
It has been lately, yeah. Last night, let's see. So, last night what they did was that drop? Let's see. 15:45. What time is it now? Trying to find out when they did that drop. Well, last night was a definite drop night after it reached its new all-time high. But that also coincided with what's going on in Afghanistan and the news that we had this morning dealing with core retail. So that's something that if you haven't traded Forex or crypto, crypto a little bit, or any indices, news is extremely important. This is the Dow Jones. So, of course, news is going to affect what happens.
So good news is going up, bad news is going down, basically.
You would think, but not always. Usually when Fed Powell speaks, we kind of expect it to drop, but not always. Sometimes it's just like, oh, we're going up today. But more often than not, it actually does follow the news. So if it's bad news, it goes down. Good news, it goes up. Ooh, a spammer. Let me kick them out.
Any idea on what you guys think might happen with all three of the EMAs consolidating right now?
Oh, okay. So that actually happens. That's actually why I don't trade right now too.
Yeah, I've been staying out too because it's something new to me, and I'm very curious.
What time frame are they consolidating?
5 minute.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So right here, well, they're squeezing together. So when they all three start smushing together, that's when it gets real fun because it literally goes sideways. So let me find an instance where it does that because it's I like being able to show examples. And and of course it's going to be meh and not give me any. Okay, so usually right here, when they all start kind of smashing together, it's prepping for a run up or a run down. Usually a run up, but there's always an off chance where it'll hit that other direction. Let's see. Like right here, they kind of smashed together, and then it ran up. Right here, they smashed together. Yeah, that was actually... So this night was... Oh my gosh, it was so slow and boring because we had that initial drop, which was amazing, lovely. And then it just did a slow rise. And we're like, oh, well, it's consolidating. Maybe it's going to drop. It keeps hitting this resistance. and then it just exploded. And this was overnight. Like, that was the London, let's see. Yeah, that was the London Open. So it just continued that consolidation and boom. And we were like, whoa, new all-time high. Where did that come from? Yeah, that was lovely. Absolutely lovely. And the only reason I turn vision off when I do that is because it clutters the screen when I zoom all the way out. And it looks so gross. Not a fan. But yeah, so I would not be surprised if it does start some major consolidation continuing here, and then prep to run upwards, because it has, let's see where we're at right now, 35,300 basically. I mean, the bulls have been in charge for the past few weeks, and so if it goes back up to 35,600 and makes a new all-time high, at this point, I would not be surprised at all.
It kind of bounced off the 200 EMA and dropped back down some.
Yeah, it came up to test that 200, dropped down, and right now it's bouncing off the 20, the 50, and that trend line that I drew earlier. Because this is what I did in the video to show when you're in a downtrend, you need to be careful with those long positions. And mind you, I am on advanced, so it does make a difference. So, like this bear right here, drops under the 20, drops under the 50. So that's a solid position right there. I would definitely jump in there. And then I'd stay. It's going down, going down. Bull signal right here. Never breaks up above the 20. It does break up above here, but it never breaks above that 50. So I'm still staying in my original bear position from here. New bear pops up. We keep going down. Hit resistance here. Doesn't even try to bounce, so it falls right through. We have a bull signal here. Like I said, I'm staying in my original bear. Never breaks above this 20. Bull signal broke above the 20, yes. Let me zoom in.
20 is white, right? Because
Yeah.
I copied your colors.
20 is white, orange is 50, and purple is 200.
Right, okay.
So it did break above the 20, but if you'll notice on these candles here, it never fully broke above the 50. And it hit right on that trend line, and it rejected on the 200. So it's still a bear. Tries to go above again.
The trend line you made, how did you chart that from the start of it all the way down? Like, how do you graph that?
So we'll pretend that this didn't exist when I drew that line. And let me do, obviously, I'm going to try to make it right next to it. Okay. And let me change the color. Boop, boop. Nope, not green. That's a horrible idea. Yeah. Pink. Okay. Alright, so right about there. So, how it came up here and rejected against that 200, that was the highest candle right there. Like all these candles are all lower. So, if I wanted to make a quick trend line, touches here, almost touches there, and touches there. I mean, I could even move it right there to where that one touches. So touch, touch, got some candle wicks touching here. So over here, we have my trend line. We'll pretend all over here doesn't exist. So you got a bull signal. breaks up above the 20, breaks up above the 50, yes, breaks up above your trend line. So we're looking pretty good, right? It's like, all right. But we'll zoom in. Boop, boop. See that candle right there? See how it broke above the 200, but it failed. It immediately came back down. Now, if this candle had stayed green and above the 200, that would have been a long position back to the moon. Or, probably a good 10, 20 points. I mean, So because it failed and came back down, that was a hard rejection. Like, the bulls were like, yeah, we're going places. And then the bears basically stepped in and said, not today. And so it basically just, like, you have dojis right here. These little bitty candles with wicks. These are basically dojis.
Yep.
And so those are just smashed right between the 20 and the 50 because at this point, it's indecisive. It's like, well, we really want to go up, but we don't have enough momentum. So that's when, the bears continue on saying, all right, we're just going to drop it down low. So we're back below the 20. Solid too. Right here, you are literally riding on the 20. Like, this is just doji central. Like, when they say the market is going sideways, this is what they mean. Sideways.
Is that today's chart of what happened today?
Yeah, this is all today.
I was gonna say because it was really wild today.
Yeah, it was extremely wild.
It couldn't make up its mind what it wanted to do.
Oh man, so this was early. Oh my goodness, excuse me. This was late last night, and this, as soon as we reached that new all-time high, we pretty much fell from there. Woo!
Yep, Dow Jones.
Like, it was glorious. It was absolutely beautiful.
So, what's now? Obviously, you can't predict that because there's points in this chart where you are gonna want to get out of a short. But say you got up on that short up at the very top in the morning, and you let it run all the way down.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What are the chances of you, I guess it depends on your account size, basically, of getting liquidated if you were to let a short run? Say, like, you see where those two bulls are up in the morning, there's the one and then there's two side by side. So say you take that drop right there and then it goes back up.
Oh, like,
okay?
What's this bull?
Yeah, no, up further.
Oh, these ones?
Right there. So say you're short there, and then you get that run up, but you leave your short open. What are the chances of that getting liquidated, or will it let you run all the way down?
So, because if you got in here, and we'll say, we'll even give it a little bit. We'll say you got in right here. So let me draw, trend line, horizontal, here we go. We'll say right here on this little bitty green candle, let's do, 65, there we go. All right, so say we got in there, all right? So you're pretty much, as it's going down, even though it's, very slow and kind of sideways, you are automatically in profit. Probably at about, we'll say, for the sake of things, just in case you got a large spread for whatever reason, highly unlikely, we'll say you're in profit at about 63. So this bull signal happens. We'll say even before the bull signal. We have a bounce here at 386, and we go all the way up to the very tip of 505. So on a, we'll even do the small account size 0.01. So on a 0.01, getting in at 65, and you know what? We'll go for the sake of things. We'll say 60. So 560. And we get this bull signal, and it's green up to the very wick of 505. You're still in profit by 60.
Right.
So there's no chance of you getting liquidated because you're in profit.
Okay, that makes sense. So now it's just a matter of how daring you are to let it run.
Exactly.
Because if you got in at 565 and let it run all day long, you would have came all the way down there to whatever 120 or something like that.
Yeah, like we'll say 125 for the sake of things. So,
That's like
that's
what,
a
500.
440. Yeah, that's a 440 run. So on a 0.01 lot, for reference, if you rode that all the way down, that's $440.
Right.
On a 0.1,
So
that's 4,000.
So then when you're in something like that, I mean, obviously nobody could tell that was what was happening when it was happening. Obviously, you have no idea what the future is going to hold.
Right.
But so there's no, it doesn't, if you start a long or a short up in the beginning of the day, say, and you just let it run all day long, as long as you're in profit, it's going to continue to run until you close it yourself.
Exactly.
So the only way you would get liquidated is if it went in the negative.
Exactly.
And then do you know how far it'll go in a negative before they'll liquidate you?
Your margin will be, what was it?
Because I did the same as you with 1/500 leverage.
I know it has to be, your free margin has to go negative. That's when they start closing you out. Because I know on my demo account, I think it was like my first day trading on demo, I liquidated myself almost immediately. And I was like, wait, how did I do that? Because I actually did a humongous lot size. And because, I'm used to trading on IG4X where, if you do one lot, it's really not that much for AUD USD. But one lot of the Dow Jones, it's a lot.
Yeah.
So, that was a big realization for me. But yeah, if you ride all the way down, woo-wee.
Yeah. So somebody has to have some pretty big balls to do that.
Oh, definitely. And that actually, so if that had completely broken above the 200, say I got in here, I'm still holding all the way to here. If that had completely broken above, that would have been my exit right there.
Right.
Because, I could have exited down here and made a heck of a lot more money. And that is always the choice. I mean, you have to take profits for a reason. But this is my last ditch, I'm trying to stay in to hopefully ride it. This is the hope and dream.
So how spot on is TradingView to MT4?
So I like the currency.com chart, but we've noticed that it apparently there's right now, let's see, let me go to MT4. Okay, so right now MT4 has it at 322 and TradingView has it at 324. So that's pretty spot on.
Yeah, just a couple points.
Yeah, like that's, there's a big difference in being, just a couple of points and like 20 to 30 points.
Right.
That's when I would be like, okay, we have issues.
So ultimately, in the morning, you want to find what the trend is, draw a trend line, and then open your position from there.
Definitely.
Because you don't want to open a position without a trend line because you don't know whether or not it's above or below a trend.
Exactly. Now,
Gotcha.
the longer that you do it, the more you can just spot the trend overall. Like, for me, if I was to, say zoom out.
Well, yeah, I almost say, I mean, anybody can spot those trends.
Yeah, like, this is one of those where it's just like, oh yeah, okay, uptrend, downtrend.
Yeah.
And like right here, you technically have an uptrend, yes. And now that it's broken above the original downtrend, but it's fighting against this 200 right here.
Right.
So once it
So you're
officially
technically
breaks,
wanting to wait to see what it does with the 200.
Exactly. Like, and it's definitely looks like it's breaking above the 200 right now. But then it encounters this resistance right here. So
Right.
at that point, you got to decide, well, do I want a quick scalp and risk it? I mean, because that is a quick scalp. Let's see. 30 to, we'll say 50. So that's a 20-point scalp. Definitely a good one. Nothing to scoff about or anything. Like, that's definitely a good little move. And if it breaks above,
So if it breaks above, my issue and what I'm trying to figure out how to read is, say it breaks above that 200.
Mm-hmm.
Is it automatically going to test that next resistance, or is it going to break the 200? Do you want to wait for a candle to see what it does after it breaks the 200?
It honestly depends. Because I've seen both. So like
Because
right here,
if you wait for a second candle, that could be 10, 20 points.
Exactly.
Right there. Wait for another candle.
Exactly. A lot of the times what it'll do is it'll break the candle, and then the majority of time it will come back to test it, but usually once it's broken above, it likes to test the next resistance that's closest.
Right.
But it's not a guarantee. I mean, it could go, like in the happy middle between the two, and then decide, well, that's my resistance for the day, and then fall back down to test the old trend.
Okay.
It's definitely not a 100% science, although I wish it was.
Right.
Risk
Yeah,
management.
if there were guarantees in the stock market, we'd all be rich.
Ain't that the truth?
So you might have answered this question earlier. I think I just worded it poorly, but with the yellow line, like, how do you define like which degree it goes at? Because like to me, I could like maybe like do it by a smudge bit smaller or like a bit higher.
Oh, like, so if I moved it a little bit higher or lower?
Yeah, like how it's kind of connected to, I guess I don't even know how to explain that. Just like the degree it's at from the start.
How do you set your trend lines? I mean, so you start it somewhere. Where do you end it?
Yeah, thank you, Josh.
Basically, like earlier I ended it, where was it? I ended it down here, but that was honestly by accident when I drew it out, because the original line, let's see, I kind of just extended out like pretty much right there.
You can end a trend line wherever you want. The angle is how many times that trend line touches other candles.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, like the peaks of the candles?
Exactly.
Right.
And like,
oh, okay.
And if you really want to get technical, like there was that trend, but this one was basically like a trend within a trend. Because technically, you can have another trend line right about there. And so
Right.
if you want to get
And that's the main trend right there that you have it on,
exactly.
because that touches all of the top peaks.
Yeah.
So basically, what you want to do with a trend line is you want to start at one point, and then you want to draw it to the top, or you want to connect the top of your peaks
As
of your
many
candles,
peaks as possible.
Okay, that makes
and
sense.
then bring it down.
Okay, thanks.
And so, like with this one, you have 1, 2, 3, now 4. So it's always going to depend on where you place it. And then a lot of the times too, let's see. I don't know if it'll work with this one because those movements are
How do you do
wild.
it? How do you do it? Can you show me how to do a trend line on a phone? Because I haven't figured that one out yet. Like, what do I click on?
Do you have
I'm sure it's the same on a
iPhone?
computer, because you're on a computer right now, right?
Yeah, I'm on a computer right now. If you're on iPhone, I'm not sure where it's at on Android.
No, I'm on an Android.
Well, if you go on TradingView, you should see the little drawing tool.
Can you point at it with your cursor?
It'll look like, well, it actually looks different on. I'll actually post a picture in the Discord.
Okay.
All right, I just posted it in US30 chat.
Okay.
So towards the bottom of the screen, where to the right of US30 in 5 minutes, and to the right of the plus sign is that little bitty like pen with a scribble.
Okay.
You're gonna click that, and it should be one of the first options that says trend line.
Okay. I mean, I guess I could have probably done a Google search on it too, but
It's all good. Not scalper mode.
I don't like that you have to click the I understand every damn time you remove remove vision and stuff from your thing.
I mean, it can get annoying, but it has a purpose. But yeah, I do understand that. It can definitely, you remove it. It's like, oh gosh, I have to do it again. All right. Okay, now let's see if I can do it from here to, we'll say here. Well, I mean, yeah. I don't think I like it on US30. For stocks, this works great. If anybody hasn't used it. Not a fan. Not a fan on US30. I actually hadn't tried it, so that was something interesting.
US30 is too choppy.
I think that's honestly what it is the regression tool doesn't understand. It's like, no, I don't like it.
With Vision, you can just use it on the free TradingView, right?
You can, yes.
Sweet.
I got a question.
Yes.
Sandra.
What's up?
The 35201 pink line. What is that?
That was actually the original all-time high that I drew when I first started trading US30. Let me go to 15 minutes.
Oh, I got you.
Let's see, we're almost done with August. And I did that back in July. Yeah, that's actually pretty accurate. Like, there's all my original support and resistance lines. Like, look at this. It was so crazy. This was June. We were at 33,000. Oh, man. Okay, so let's see. Where are we at? Here we are. So, yep, about right in there is when I drew that one. I think I was showing somebody how to chart, and that was the new all-time high. I was like, oh, look at that. New all-time high. Yay. If only I would have known.
It's almost nostalgic now, huh?
Pretty much.
We've blown past that now.
Oh, man. Like, you're not even kidding. So that day that they announced that the Dow had dropped 1,000 points, and like the market was super red and bloody, and like everybody was panicking because they thought that was the official correction. Yeah, this was that day. That was nice.
Been a good time to be a short in that position.
Oh man, like, so let's see. We'll even get, we'll say from 35,100 all the way down here. Yeah, that's
like a 2,000 point drop.
almost. It was a little over 1,000. So we'll say 1,100.
Yeah.
So that would have printed like big money. Like on a point one, that would have been $11,000.
We need some more of the day and more days like that.
Oh, I agree. I am all for it. I'm like, hand them over.
Look
Like,
at those spikes though, right there. When you zoom out or zoom in,
Cool.
that's crazy.
Thanks for answering.
you're welcome. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Okay, look. So this is how I know that this is where I was at when I was trading it then. I actually did use a little regression tool. Look at it. It was so cute. It was so tiny. That was all the way back then. And yeah, like, this is the thing about US30 too, is usually, and it's not guaranteed, but usually every time it has a massive drop, it basically does.
It'll correct.
Oh yeah, it corrects, and it corrects hard. Like, it does a sharp shoom. Like, that's what it does. And this is, let's see, yeah. This is when it went super sideways, and we were just like, oh, this is so boring. It's not moving anywhere. I mean, it was, and you make money on it, but it's boring. And that's when US30 said, well, fine, I'll break out and, do something crazy. So that's where we're at.
Today was my first day doing US30. So I picked a wonderful day to do it because I've never seen a stock chart move the way US30 did today.
Oh, man. I'm telling you. Like, this thing is wild. And, like, see how I was talking about for every drop, there's usually a sharp correction? Sharp drop, sharp correction. New all-time high. Like, this thing is out of this world.
I love that we've, completely blown away your previous all-time high.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. We're sitting there just like, hey, that's where I was. Look at me. Look at how I've grown. Like, I really would not be surprised if, I mean, they might not do it this week, but maybe next week, if they end up saying, oh yeah, we're going to do a new all-time high. Like, I see 36,000 pretty soon. Unless the market collapses before then, which, I mean, is entirely possible.
That'd be crazy.
So are you going to continue to do just like 0.1 for the highest lot sizes, or are you going to get a little more daring? Because I saw some guy did like a full lot sizing and made like $5 grand in this Discord, like that Prem guy.
Oh man, I give props to Prem. Whew. Like, that would give me some anxiety.
You'd have to have like 10 grand in there to do that or something, wouldn't you?
Or more than that.
Yeah. Because
you'd have to have like 100 grand.
No, actually. Because each 0.1 is about 2K. So you would need over 20K.
Oh, I guess that's not that bad.
It's still a lot, though.
Yeah, it's a lot.
But yeah, I think the biggest I'll probably ever do is a 0.5.
Have you done it yet?
Not yet.
You're at 0.1 right now, right?
I am.
That's what you're mainly doing?
Yeah. I'm probably going to end up staying at 0.1 for a while, just because the drawdown is comfortable. You still get a good amount of money pretty quick. So,
well, yeah, you're making you're making $2,000 a day. I think you're doing pretty good.
Yeah. Like, I feel like the moment I move up, I'd be like, oh, look, I'm going to get greedy. And yeah, I don't want that. We're going to avoid that for now.
And you guys just quit your job and only do this now?
I actually, back in December, I was actually let go from my job because I had COVID and I wasn't recovering at the pace that they thought I should. So, yeah, that was fun. So I've pretty much just, been trading since.
So it's a blessing?
It was actually. It was definitely a blessing for me.
Nice.
And you're married to a Discord guy, right? He's in the chat too, isn't he?
Yeah, that's my husband, Jonathan Ross.
That's right, Ross.
He actually,
It'll be
yeah,
Ross.
yeah, hubby Ross. He actually, before Vision and US30 and everything, he was just, whatchamacallit, he just had dividend stocks. I mean, he still has those too. But, he was just doing that. He was like, I don't know about day trading. That seems so stressful. So, yeah, I kind of, finagled him into it.
And he does as good as you do, doesn't he?
I've done the day trading for a while, and it's something else.
Oh, yeah, day trading is crazy. He does pretty good. He went from the demo to his live account, and he ended up making a mistake. So,
Oops.
yeah, it happens. Trust me, everybody's done it. So then he went back to his demo account, which he's on right now, until he feels like he's ready to go back to the real account.
So you just don't scream out your positions throughout your household and copy each other's trades?
Surprisingly not. I mean, we probably should, but at the same time, I'm like, I know there was one day he got in a trade and he did really well. And I was like, why didn't you tell me you were in a trade? He was like, I don't know, I forgot. It's like, thanks. But yeah.
So when I get this set up, I'm trying to do like the Instacoin stuff right now, but is it better to do it off the phone than just watch it on the screen, or is it better to have like two laptop or computer screens up?
For me personally, it's a lot easier on the phone. For MT4 anyway.
So I have to download MT4 onto my phone, and then how do I have to link Cedar FX to that or something?
Yeah, so for the real account, you'll go into Cedar FX and you'll click trading accounts to make a trading account. And then usually it'll want you to deposit first. And then for the demo, you just go to MT4, open new account, and type in Cedar LLC. And it'll be one of the first that pops up, demo 2.
Is that on the YouTube thing you linked with like the Rhett and Ross trading journey, or is the phone thing not on there?
The phone part isn't.
Okay.
And I know let's see. Because I know, let me find what Sofa King said.
Because how long did it take you guys to get verified? I got like email and phone, but I didn't know that I had to like upload photo ID to Instacoins.
For me, it didn't take very long at all. When I did it originally.
I got verified in like 5 hours or something like that.
Is there an email confirmation?
You know, man, when I signed up, I actually had to do a video with some guy from Sweden ended up calling me, and we actually had a video chat in order for me to get signed up for Instacoins, but it ended up working, and I got verified within 2 hours.
Yes, that was actually, so right after I made the Cedar FX video, that's when they updated the rules and regulations and made it to where you have to verify by video. So if I had known any of that, like that they were going to do that, I would have waited to do the video.
What do they call you on, right?
Mine from Coinbase.
Or like, how do they do the video chat with
I had
you? I mean, I don't have.
So they send you a link, like literally on their website, and it pulls up in a desktop app or on your phone through the internet browser. So it's just literally through your browser.
Oh, and there's someone just sitting there waiting for you.
Yes.
Yeah, they call you. It took, I think, 3 minutes. The guy, he asked my name, he compared it to my ID, and he asked what my occupation was and how I'm going to fund my account.
Okay.
And that was about it.
And the reason why they do this, there is a valid reason as to why they do this. It's to protect against money laundering.
Launder money through the Dow Jones futures.
Oh, yeah. Well, any Forex, but yeah.
Through Bitcoin.
And yeah.
Because once it starts getting deposited in your account back in the U.S., that's when the tax people can start to see it.
It's okay.
Very true.
That's why we have IRAs.
So I was gonna put like 600 in, but if 0.1 is like $2,000, that doesn't even seem like much. So should I put a little more in, like 1,000 or 12 or something?
Actually, who was it? Expect Draft or somebody else? Who started with 600? I think it was Expect Draft. He started with 600 and took it to like 3K in a week or something. I'd have to do like
0.05 or some lot sizes. Or...
No, you stay at 0.01.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you stay at the 0.01. You work yourself up. Don't get greedy. Risk management.
It adds up quick.
Yes, it
Started
does.
at 200.
What's up?
I started at 250.
I started at 200.
See? 200, 250. There we go, people.
And do you guys get out on the take profits ever, or do you kind of ignore those?
Usually I'm out before them.
I know something.
If I get up like 30, 40 bucks, I'm out.
Something I mentioned in the US30 chat earlier was to take small amounts, like $10 every move. That adds up. And that's actually how I built, when I was doing options, that's how I built my options account. I would take, obviously, that's a little bit different, but I would take $1, $2, $5, $10, and I'd be happy with it. Now, mind you, with options, you can only play in, with the money you got. And if you run out for the day, you're done. With this, you're constantly compounding it. So if you go in 10 times and each time you get $10 at minimum, that's $100 that you've added to your account. So if you started with 200, you're now at 300.
Just because you have a little bit more money, don't mean you should go with the bigger lot size. You want to practice. I'm going to go with a poker term here. Practice good bankroll management. Just because you have money doesn't mean you need to spend it, because once you start adding to your lot size, the more money you win, or you can also lose it.
That's very true. That's actually extremely right on the money.
What kind of capital would you say you would feel comfortable in trading the 0.1 lots?
3K.
3,000?
Yeah. And the reason why is because, so let me do an example here. So let's say this little green candle right here. So it moved from 309 to 292. So we'll say 20 points. So with a 0.1, for every 1 point move, you're getting $10. So that 20 point move is $200.
Right.
So if it goes, we'll say, just one red candle basically. If you're green 1 minute, you can be red the next in one candle because it's that larger lot size.
Right.
And so, you see it in action on the smaller one, on the smaller lot size, but you really see it with the bigger lot size. Because no matter which way you go, whether you're positive or negative, it adds up quick.
Right.
So, you could be sitting pretty and happy plus 200 1 second and then only up $2 the next second because it turned red. And you're like, wait, where'd my money go? So it's definitely one of those, I'd say 3K, because it gives you that extra cushion for wild movements.
So can you work up to a 0.1? Like, can you go 0.02 or 0.03 or whatever, or do you have to go from 0.01 to 0.1?
Oh no, you can definitely work up to it. Who is it? Somebody, Prem. He actually started out, he did 0.01, 0.02. I think he did 0.03. He skipped 4, went to 5. And then after 5, he was like, screw it, I'll do a 0.1. So,
Right.
And then he started doing 0.2. I think he did a 0.3. Then he went to 0.5. And now, of course, I think he's doing whole 1 lots. So, yeah,
Wow.
you can definitely, as long as it's, within the number field, like you can actually do a 0.15 if you wanted to. And I think, let's see, who was it? Dylan's done a few of those. Those are very profitable. Let's see. But yeah, they add up. It adds up real quick.
It's 4 pips for break even, pretty much, isn't it?
Right now, yes.
Yeah, if the spread is
It's a terrible time to be trading right now. $4 spread is crazy.
yeah.
What's it usually? Like, I thought it was always that.
No, this afternoon, like we'll just go like 12 hours ago, it was a $1 spread.
Nice.
It can go anywhere from $1 to $5, I think I've seen.
So it's the less volume, the more spread?
I think that's honestly what it is. That's what I've noticed that it correlates with.
So the less volume there is, there's less volatility, and that means there's less positions for you to actually get in there and buy.
Exactly.
So that's why the spread gets bigger with the lower amounts of volume. But that being said, if the bar is going crazy, there's a high amount of volume there, that spread's going to shrink as well. So not necessarily low volume is a bad thing. It's just what the price action is doing at that point in time.
Exactly. Like right now, I mean, it's gone up. It's gone up.
Well, it's going down at the moment.
Well, yeah. I mean, overall, it's gone up almost 100 points. So
it's trying to bounce off the 200 again now.
Yeah. So this is one of those.
Do you do it off the 1 minute at all, or is it two? Because it looks like all the EMAs are under it, and then on the 5 minute, the 200's over it.
You can actually trade on the 1 minute. I highly suggest against it when it's more volatile. But overall, yeah, you can. The 3 minutes like a happy medium. Like over here, 3 minute looks good. And of course, your Vision SNR. And of course, where your 20, 50, and 200 EMAs are. That's going to change with what time frame you're on.
So MT4 doesn't have a 3 minute.
I noticed that. That's what I don't like.
It has a 1 minute and then a 5 minute.
They really do need a 3 minute.
When's that Vision SNR been out? I didn't even know about it.
Oh.
Couple weeks, I believe, huh? Right?
Yeah.
Was that a new update or an announcement?
There wasn't. Well, let's see. Actually, I don't know if he put it in the announcements. But I know he put it on the watch list and in the subscriber chat.
Do you know when that trailing stop's coming out, or do you have to be tight-lipped on that?
Soon. It'll be soon.
Nice.
They're tweaking some things right now. And that's, once those tweaks are done, it'll be coming out. We're excited. Oh yeah, it actually came out almost a month ago, 7:30. Wow.
Okay.
Let's see. Oh wait, no, hold on. That was when he announced the trailing stop. Hold on. Okay, 7:28 is when this one came out. Let me copy link. And I'll go ahead and post it in the announcements because I thought he had posted it there, but we are way too busy.
So you guys done trading Forex and mainly doing this now? You still do a little Forex?
I do actually still trade Forex a little bit, but I mean, this is the moneymaker.
Yeah, seems like it.
This is one of those, it's like, okay, this makes money. We're good. Let's see, copy link.
Because isn't IG Forex only like 1 to 20 and this is 1 to 500?
IG Forex is 1 to 50, but yeah.
Yeah.
Like a huge difference.
Yeah.
Okay. Posted it in the announcements as well. There we go. But yeah, because I know, what was it? And I know on MT4, you can actually trade crypto and everything as well. So, on the weekends when everybody's, feeling lonely from US30, they usually like to trade Doge or ETH. Just because they're a glutton for trading punishment.
I'm hanging on to my Doge. I got a little over 100,000 of them. Under almost at half a penny.
Wow.
I was up like 70K in May, and then everyone's like, sell. I was like, nah, I'm hitting $1, and it just dropped hard. It's like, oh shit.
Oh no. I mean, it honestly, like with the news that I keep seeing, like I would not be surprised at all if it hits $1 here soon.
Yeah, I think it will.
Like, considering they're talking about collaborating with the Ethereum creators and everything. I'm like, that is huge.
And there's going to be a hard sell-off at $1, but I think it'll be interesting to see what it does.
I would set myself for 99.9.
Yeah.
I'm like, right there. That's when I'm selling. But yeah, I don't know. I was gonna trade ETH this last weekend, but I had way too much stuff to do. The weekends are my rest days. Team No Sleep needs sleep every now and then.
I don't see that squiggly thing to draw a trend line on TradingView on Android.
Let me get.
Hey man, if it's not there, hit your 3-bar drop down menu and turn on your drawing panel if it's turned off.
No, it's on.
Okay, then it should be on your left hand side, the second one down, right below the crosshairs.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, okay. I just tagged Rhett too. I'll delete, 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 delete.
Trend line.
Aha. I know usually I go to Rhett if I need something Android. I'm like, I don't know. I am an iPhone only person.
What time did you say are your normal trading hours? Did you say 11 a.m. Central?
11 p.m. Central to around 2:30ish p.m.
Okay, that's when you trade the US30.
Yep. So pretty much like in about an hour, I'll see if it looks good. If not, I'll stay out until like right before London Open, which is like the hour before it starts getting interesting. So let's see. That'd be 1 a.m. Central. And then I might scalp like $100, $200. And then I'll be like, okay, now I'm going to go to sleep. Then I'll go to sleep, which is really sad because I miss a lot of I miss a lot of moves. It's sad. So while I'm sleeping, US30 usually does crazy things. And then at 8:30 Central, so market open, that's when it does its, crazy whatever it's going to do. I highly advise.
So when you guys gonna do a withdrawal on here when you're at like 100 grand, you're like, I'll do like 20K out.
I mean, that's actually not a bad idea.
Yeah. And probably 10K of that goes to taxes or something, or more.
Mine's going straight into the IRA.
Nice.
But
Watch the YouTube videos for that. They got plenty of ways around the taxes from that stuff.
Oh, I
They
believe
got
it.
holding companies. They got make an LLC, pay yourself, and then put the rest in a holding company, and they can't touch the stuff. And yeah, they got plenty of ways around the taxes, especially because Biden. But I won't go into that.
I believe it. I mean,
How much is it to start an LLC? Is it cheap?
Yeah, it depends upon where you're at. I know here in my little crappy county in Oregon, it's freaking like $20, but some places like LA, it'd be like $200-$300, and some places it'd be thousands.
Is that a one-time thing when you're done with the fee?
It should be a one-time fee, but I don't know. I'm not exactly sure. I haven't been successful enough to be able to start one yet. So
That's not a bad idea though. Thanks.
yeah, there's plenty of stuff on YouTube. I've taught myself the last couple of years, last year and a half through YouTube, and they got all kinds of ways around taxes out there.
this is true.
The best one I've seen so far was to make yourself a salary, pay yourself with that, and then make yourself a business, and just everything else is pretty much as a write-off and tax-free.
So Bezos does, right?
Was that?
So that's what Bezos does, right? He doesn't have to pay any tax, I'm pretty sure, barely any.
Can you tax somebody who lives in outer fucking space? Sorry, I'm not talking because I've had a couple beers.
He's been on the moon a while, huh?
I mean, I will say, like, there's definitely ways around taxes. I mean, we all know that. We see the government and politicians get around it every day. And it's obviously legal, you just gotta find the loopholes. I'll just buy myself an island.
We gotta win enough money for it to matter first.
We'll get there. We'll get there. And you know, like Aaron was saying earlier, if anybody heard Aaron, you know, NOS 100, it's actually a little bit cheaper to trade, and it doesn't move as crazy as US30, but you still get some really good movements. And as far as I know,
NOS or NAS?
NAS 100.
Oh, the
And
NASDAQ.
yeah.
Have you guys tried any of the foreign markets in the Cedar FX range?
I haven't.
I was messing around with it today in my fake account, and it ended up doing it pretty well. I messed with the German top 50 and the Japan 225.
Oh yes, what is it? The German 30?
Yeah.
That one, who does that one? Rhett. He trades that one. And he really likes that.
So do you kind of like just stick with what you know and just kind of work on that certain what am I for here? That area or that particular EFT or
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, and I actually did the same thing with options. You know, if I, you know, pick 1, 2, or however many, you know, we'll say 1 here. One thing to look at, and I learn it really, really well, then I'm going to know it and trade it better than if I did 10 of, you know, let's say stocks, indices, whatever. If I did 10 of them and I knew them, you know, just semi-mediocre.
Well, you're leading into my next question. I was wondering if there's any markets that trade similar to this, so you can kind of double dip.
NOS 100 is similar, but there are times when the movement is different. Like, let's see. Since I'm gonna.
I know. I kind of know how that goes. I've been doing Bitcoin mostly, and I know how it works. With wherever Bitcoin goes, everything else goes.
Pretty much, yeah. Like NOS 100 helps if I spell it right. Is extremely similar, but at the same time, you can tell that it's definitely different. Like overall, you know, it still has the whoop curve down, and we're going up.
NOS 100 is only at $1 spread right now, too.
Oh, I forgot I had NOS 100 on my other one. Let's see here. So we'll scroll.
And it just broke resistance.
See, that's what we like to hear.
And it's got a bull signal.
Yeah. See, you're talking my language. Let's see.
Hey, so I was stalking. Oh, I'm a lurker on Facebook. But what time frame do you like to hang out in? I've been having issues with that.
I like 5 minutes.
I do 5 minutes.
Yo, the 5 minutes. Because I was noticing the spread, it gets really tight with the 1 minute, unless there's a ton of volatility.
Yeah, I definitely prefer the 5.
Playing with that. Okay, I'll try and stick to that from now on. I've been kind of bouncing around in between all kinds of time frames, trying to figure out what works best for me, but I'll just prefer the 5 minutes to see how that goes.
Try the 5 or the 15, but I usually stick to the 5.
I tried the 15, and I was all right at it, but man, once it starts popping the other direction, starts going down or whatever play you're not.
Oh yeah, it's definitely, you don't see as much on the 15 that you do on the 5.
That's what I was getting at. Sorry.
No, you're good.
Shut my mouth. I've had too many beers. All right, I got to call tonight anyway. I got to go to work at 1 o'clock in the morning. So.
Have a good night.
All right, we'll see you next time.
Do you need the Pro Plus plan to get the 2 screens like that?
I actually just have the Pro.
Pro, that's what I have, but I thought it wouldn't let me do that. How do you get them underneath?
Are you on the computer?
Yeah.
So up here, right next to the little cloud, it has, if you just have one screen, it'll show just the one box. And then you click on it, and it should give you this option.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, like this one, we have NAS 100 on top and US30 on the bottom. So they're definitely similar. Like you have, overall the same move, but one's more dramatic than the other, which is crazy.
Do you do Ethereum and Bitcoin at all?
I do a little bit of Ethereum. I haven't really traded Bitcoin, except for here and there.
What do you use in TradingView? Do you go off of Coinbase for crypto?
More often than not, yeah. Let's see. Yeah, usually I do the Coinbase. If I'm not using Coinbase, I use Binance, but not really as often. I think my Coinbase is the one with my charting. Maybe. Or not. Oh, wait. My lines are way down.
Crypto goes crazy right about at the weekend time.
Yes.
So I want to try and get into some of that action.
Yeah, this is actually, I do use the Coinbase one more often than not. This was actually, so I normally do crypto news, but I haven't in the last few weeks, just between everything going on. And so this was the last time I had charted, was right before it broke out. So I definitely need to get back to it so that I can rechart everything.
Well, yeah, because I mean, this stuff moves like crazy.
Oh, there is no joke. And if you'll notice, like, the moves that Bitcoin makes, I mean, US30 is really similar.
Right.
That's how I usually know if something's going up or down. I'm like, what's one doing? Usually everything follows. Oh, this is 0.4. Oops.
Ethereum is bouncing off the 20 and 50.
I like Ethereum. It's definitely a good one.
It's got some major resistance right in there too. It's got the 20, the 50, and then there's a resistance, and then about what is that? Probably $20 above that is another resistance.
Oh yeah, and when it gets to that point, like that's really why I haven't traded yet tonight, because it's everything right after another. It's like, well, we have support here. Resistance. Right. I'm just like, I'm not a fan.
Yeah, everything's right in that range, so it's hard to tell which way it's going to go.
Exactly. But yeah, that's, like trading US30 or NOS 100 or really anything isn't quote unquote hard. The key, like the biggest key really, is risk management.
Right.
And I think Keith
I'm
I'm
curious because every single post that you post of your gains for US30, you never have a loss in them. Do you just take your losses out, or do you actually not have any losses?
I do have a loss every now and then. I try to avoid them. Those smaller wins that I take that are like $2 or $7 or $20.
Right.
Those are my, oh my gosh, it's going the other way and I didn't get out sooner. So yeah. But I do have losses. They're just not as often, which is the goal, The goal
Right.
is to have more wins than losses. And if you have losses, you know, make sure they're not bigger than all of your wins put together.
I think I'm down yesterday. I think I was down like $70 in the negative because I took a couple trades where, as you know, it was a huge sell day yesterday or today, anyways. And I had buy positions, and they would just, you'd have monster candles. You'd have just a little candle when I put in on it, and then it would just shoot up like 50 points.
Oh, yeah.
All of a sudden. And it was like, well, and so you click out, and I try to close out of those, but I have a couple like $35, $40 losses because of those huge candles in 10 seconds.
Oh, yeah, those huge candles. Oh, man. Like, I was just watching them earlier today, and I'm just sitting there like, should I get in on it? No, don't do it. And my husband's like, should we go in? And I'm like, no, don't do it.
Yeah, it wasn't a good idea.
Like, don't get me wrong, you know, I love scalping, and I love those, you know, scalping moments, but whew.
Unless you get in on the right direction, you're good.
Exactly.
If you get in on the wrong direction, you're screwed.
Exactly. That is the 100% truth right there. But does anybody have any questions? I mean, hope I didn't talk y'all's ear off.
Oh, I'm gonna take a nap and wait until midnight and trade the London.
Shoot, that's what I'm gonna do too.
You guys usually stay out. I'm a night owl, but 3 is the latest I'll stay.
Oh,
well,
man.
the London Open opens in about 3 hours and 45 minutes.
We are up pretty much all the time. US30 chat is always popping.
Yeah, we have a night owl chat.
That's pretty much the US30 chat.
Nice.
So this chat is open pretty much every night while you trade the US30?
Oh, the text
Not
chat.
the voice.
Oh, okay.
We do have a permanent voice chat, but hardly anybody gets on there.
Because
So-
everybody tries to talk over each other, and it's a big old mess.
Well, yeah, that actually makes sense.
Well, can we make that a thing where you just open up this for every night at 11:30? We hop on the voice chat and trade the US30 together.
I can definitely talk to Josh and Dylan about that. I don't see why not. I mean, it's a pretty small crew, so yeah.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, I'll definitely check in with them. See what they think. Might not be every night, but maybe a couple nights out of the week.
Yeah, that would be cool.
We can do that.
All right, I'll see you at the London Open.
Have a good one.
You too.
Ooh. Oh, man. Anybody got any questions? Anybody? Max, glad to see you in here.
So the party kicks off at 3 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, right?
Yes'm.
Sweet.
It'll usually start 30 minutes to an hour before then as well, depending on how they feel. Like, sometimes they gotta have their tea and crumpets first.
How long does that party usually last?
It honestly depends. I've seen it pretty much, fizzle out after an hour. Other times, it ends up just going all the way up until the US Open.
Good God, I gotta find me a Coke dealer.
Coffee. I drink lots of it.
Lots of coffee. That'll work too.
Honestly, though, I'll trade probably the first 30 minutes of the London Open if it looks good. Because it doesn't always. Like, some nights it's just like, nah.
So when you
not
say
gonna do
it
anything.
looks good, what is it? What is it you're looking for? Sorry if I cut you off there.
Oh, you're good. I look for a solid movement up or down. Like, if it's still like this screen here, where it's going sideways, I'm like, that's not really worth my time. So I'll go to bed. But if it's...
So, like, during the Open today where we had that solid bear trend going down, like, I would call it extended bear movement.
Mm-hmm.
Is that kind of what you're looking for? Either a bull or a bear movement? That's...
Yeah, you're looking for a solid up or down trend.
So what kind of gets me a little bit is, how do you decide at the start of that if it's going to be a solid trend in either direction?
Usually by the buying power. Like, I don't know if you've noticed or not, but let's see. Let's do. So let me scroll over here. So you see these giant candles here? This usually, this is open, and like this is, all the volume, right in here. This is the moves that you really, really want to be in. Like, don't get me wrong, these moves are great, and they're a lot calmer, and they add up. They're beautiful and glorious, but you're going to be in them a lot longer than these right here. So I highly advise against trading on open, at least US Open anyway, if you don't know the direction of the movement. Here, obviously, you can see it's a clear downtrend, then a reversal. But during this entire time, right here, these candles are flipping back and forth. So this red candle was probably green at least 10 times, maybe even 20 times within that 5 minutes before it stayed red and dropped all the way down. That is how crazy it can get on open. So once it's a definite move, then you get in. Like, this one candle can go both ways, and that's, let's see, from the very top, 425, to the very bottom, let's say 300, just to, So that's 125 points in that one candle. So if you're a complete new person and you don't know what the heck you're doing, and you decide right in here to go long, then you're going to be in trouble on that one candle, because that one candle is going to take you out. Long. Yeah, you're looking good. But you also have this 200 right here, which was a sharp rejection. So, bear signal. Boom! Straight drop all the way down. So you have to be very careful on open moves, because if you get in a long up here, because you're waiting for it to cross the 20 and 50, you get on a long, open happens, and it drops the other way because of news, or just because they feel like having a bear day. Usually it's because of news, but generally speaking, this would take out your account, and we don't want that at all. We want to avoid that.
Right. Today I waited, I think it was about an hour before I even jumped in at all.
See, that's actually a really good idea. There is nothing wrong with that. And I mean, look at this, Obviously mine's on advanced, but like we were saying earlier, if you had gone in this bear...
that downtrend, nothing on that uptrend. I missed that entire uptrend somehow.
Oh, I ended up getting, like, quite literally, I missed, like, almost all of that uptrend, but I got in this right here. I don't know how. It was crazy. But I did get this downtrend, like, the vast majority of it. So, you know, like we were saying earlier, you know, you get in on this bear, and if you're following the rules of a downtrend, you know, you ride it till you feel like you've made enough profit, or, you know, it hits resistance, like in here, or here, or here. You know, any of these resistance areas, or you just ride it all the way down because, you know, you're like, let's go for it. Either way, you know, you're making a ton of money and you're not even in the opening hours. So, like, it's glorious.
Yeah, I did good for a while there, and then somehow I got distracted on one of my trades there and wiped out everything I'd made for the day.
I have done that. There was actually, what was it? I don't know. I was in a long or a short. Either way. My son ended up doing something, so I got distracted. I swear I have ADHD. And so I got distracted and I completely forgot that I was in a position. And like an hour later, I was like, oh, wait a minute. And I go and look. Oh, man. Woo! I was holding that one. That was one of those. I was like, I am not taking this loss. I do not advise that unless you have an account that can withstand moves like that. Just saying.
Question though, I am curious because I decided to get out on a trade earlier, and I took, you know, like $100 loss on a $600 account, so it's pretty substantial.
Right.
But and I'm glad I got out, because if I didn't, that loss would have turned into huger. That was at like, crap, I don't even remember, 236 or something like that is when I got into that short.
Right.
And I got out 115, whatever they're called, movements later.
Mm-hmm.
Points, 115 points later. So I lost 115.
Right.
But then after I got out of that, I stopped for a while. When I came back, it was at like 280, something like that, 280, 290. Mm-hmm. But so what I'm getting at is when is it damn long stay in for the best?
So, it's going to depend on each person, because this is one of those where, like, in regards to using the triple EMAs to figure out if you should exit a move or not, I mean, it's just like entering a move, you know? If it's breaking those lines, then that's your warning to get out. But without using the triple EMA, it's basically, you know, how much are you willing to lose that you know that you have to build your account back up to. So you could do, you know, you could keep your management small. You could say, okay, well, if this move goes against me, I'm only willing to lose $50 or $10, you know, $25, or, you know, however much is a reasonable amount that isn't too large to build up. Because I know that's one thing that I wish I had learned when I was trading options on Amazon. You know, like, there were so many times I was profitable and it wasn't even funny. But when I went red, that's when emotions kick in. And that's when you think to yourself, well, if I hold, it can come back up. It's not guaranteed.
No, but I did get lucky on that twice today. I went like 60 points negative on one trade on a short, and I held it. I ended up making 30 points profit on it. I got lucky.
And that actually happens. That's the thing. Like, there's times that you're going to cut your loss small, and then it's going to reverse in the way that you knew it was going to go. And then you just sit there like, why? Why did I do that? And those are the times that it's just like, okay, we kind of just got to move on, because there's always going to be another chance to make that money back. Whereas it could have kept going the wrong way, and you would have lost that money. We never know.
That don't make sense. I appreciate it. Thank you.
No problem.
Do you think it's going to bounce off this resistance here and go bear?
Honestly, if it doesn't bounce back down, what it'll probably do, and I've seen this happen a lot around this time of night, is it'll probably just kind of stay smushed right there. But the good thing is that we do have the 200 EMA. It's now over that. So it's entirely possible it'll keep just going sideways until the London market kicks in. And I think they're actually going to take it up. I mean, they could drop it further. I would have to check to see if there's any recent news. But they really like those all-time highs.
What market is trading at 11:30 if London is at 3 Eastern? What's the 11:30 Central market that you trade?
I think 11:30 at night. I think that's the Asia market.
Oh, okay. Is there a reason why you like to trade that market? Is it just because it's a little less volatile?
If I want to get in for just like a slow scalp, then yeah, that's why I like it.
Okay.
Are you turning the scalp around at all for this one, or are you leaving it on advanced mostly?
I do actually turn it on every now and then. It kind of just, it depends on what it looks like in general. Like, I'll turn it on right here. So if it's sideways, I'll leave it off, because, you know, I ain't all about that business. But advanced usually does the job for me. Now, let's see. Let me see if I'll... So, I don't know if you can see it or not, but it does usually move the bear signals up by at least 1 or 2 bars. So, on a solid trend, not sideways, it can actually get you in or out of a move faster. But I usually don't play from bull to bear anyway. I'll do take profits, resistance, or the EMAs.
What about VWAP? Is it pointless on this?
You know, I have never used VWAP on here. Ooh, okay.
On US30 or just in general?
On US30.
Oh, okay. Because isn't VWAP kind of can be like a resistance thing too?
Yes, it actually does act as a moving support resistance, just like the triple EMAs.
Okay.
So I'll use VWAP when I trade stocks. Let's see.
How is the trailing stop going to work with this? Is this going to be like turn into like an automated type thing, or?
So let me see. We got Mexico City, and we'll do that just for less clutter. So yeah, here we go. So we have a bear signal at about, let's say, 35,500. So I'm going to turn on, and of course I don't have it on this one. Hold on, let me go to my other one. Boop, boop. There we go. Haha. US30. Bam. Okay. Trailing stop and vision. Okay. So at about 35,500. Now so with the trailing stop, what you're going to do is, it's definitely not for scalping. But you're going to program your entry. So say if I entered a bear short, then I entered at about 3,500 or 35,500. Trailing amount, and let's do, I don't know, let's go, wild with it. Let's go 300. So my start date, what is today's date? 17th. You're going to program the day, got the month. Which hour are we in? 22. So hour 22, and it's about 34. Oh wait, hold on. My bad. Disregard what I just said. So the hour is from when you entered. So if I entered on the bear, way over here, that would have been about 0:55. 00. And there we go. Boom. So I am green 160 points from my bear entry right here. And it is constantly updating. Like right now it's 158 because it's, trying to go up.
Oh, okay. It's
You
just
have to set the hour every time.
No, when you program the hour and minute, that's from your entry. So let me see here. So let me do, if I turn vision off, you can actually see there will be a little arrow with your entry point. So I am super green on my short if I entered way up here.
Looks nice.
And I'm, and that's going through all of this. Like, I'm so excited for this to be officially out.
Wait, so is it really just tracking your pips that you're up or down?
Pretty much, yes. But this is also going to help with anyone that's in whatchamacallit, for anyone that does automated trading, because from what Josh was saying, I believe you can actually connect it to the bots. And so when you hit a certain
Okay, that's what I was wondering. So you can connect it to a bot of some sort.
Yeah. Like, I haven't seen one for Forex yet. I mean, I know they exist, but I haven't really, there aren't any good ones that I've seen. for Forex.
This would be useful for options too.
For the trailing stop, definitely.
Nice.
Because, like, let's see. So, let me pull up. Let's do Tesla. Let me pull up good old Tessie. So, your trailing stop, every time you open it on a new chart, so it's going to tell you, you know, that doesn't exist if you left it on the last one. Because obviously Tesla's never reached this price. So you're going to have to reprogram it.
Not for a few years.
Huh?
Not for a few years it won't reach that.
Yeah, right? One day. So we'll say this bear right here. So, ooh, that is a nice. Okay. Anyway, August 13th at 9:35. So, I'm going to go here. We're going to go on a short. And we're going to do the 13th at 9:35. And we're going to enter a very reasonable trailing amount. We're going to say 100. I mean, that's pretty reasonable for Tesla. And then, of course, the price at that time was about, we'll say 720. So, we'll enter that. Boom. Oh, okay. And look, it'll even tell you if you didn't enter a right price. Like, it's like, no, hello, it was not that price. So let's fix it and say 719. We'll make it happy. So it's calling me a liar. That's what it's doing. All right. So because my trailing stop is set to 100 right now, from that bear signal, I'm up 56. Like, that's fantastic. So let's put it at 50 and see what it does, since we know it's at 56. Bam. And it'll tell you it's plus 56.
Right, so it won't stop you out as long as it doesn't move past 50 pips.
Yeah, and it's not going, so let's say, let's say trailing amount, 10, 10. Can't talk today. Trailing amount 10. So my trailing amount, if I put it at 10, I am currently in the red.
All right.
By 56. Let's see.
So it looks like this takes up another indicator, right?
It does, yes.
So I'm probably going to get premium eventually for the Black Friday sale in a few months.
You know, I've actually thought about doing that. I'm inclined to, but at the same time, like I know what's coming. So, I mean, let's see. Like, there's things coming and happening, y'all, that y'all just don't know about yet. And it's going to be glorious when everything is done. It's one of those where I'm just, things are happening, y'all, behind the scenes.
Yeah, I like the constant improvements. It's nice.
Oh, and it's just gonna get even better. So much better. Haas, is it time to long yet? Oh, Lord.
Does Billy Hess still come on here?
He does. He's actually going through a rough time right now. He got a diagnosis from the doctor that he kind of knew he would, but wasn't really hoping for.
Ooh,
So, yeah.
too bad.
I mean, it's survivable.
That's good.
Yeah, that's definitely good. So it's one of those where it's just, it's something that's manageable. Just, not the best to live with.
Yeah, because I feel like I kind of learned stuff from like each one of you guys when you do like the streams. I used to do them, and he was saying how he used to buy like 25 to 30 spy contracts, and it ripped like $1, and he'd make good money.
Oh, yeah.
But now it's doesn't do that as much anymore, I don't think, or sometimes it does, but it's harder to predict, I feel like.
It actually is harder to predict now because it's kind of like the US30. It's one of those where it's making new all-time highs and it keeps overextending. So you're sitting there like, how high can this thing go?
Yeah.
So yeah, it gets crazy. But yeah, definitely send him a message or tag him sometime. He loves to hear from everybody in here, and he does come to visit. He's kind of like encore at the moment. Life is happening, and life can suck.
Yeah.
Let's see. That reminded me, I just sent him a message. Be like, hey. Yeah, because usually, like, him and Rhett, I usually have a chat with them pretty much all the time, but, like, that's how busy he's been. Like, he just hasn't been able to get on here.
Yeah, what's Rhett doing tonight? He's not on.
He's actually spending time with his son tonight.
Oh, okay. How many kids does he have?
Just one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is one of those, because, he ended up starting back up at work, because, with everything going on, us being traders, we have to buy our own insurance, unless a family, somebody has a job, so it was just easier for him to get a job with him and his son, than paying for insurance, because we all know that is expensive.
Yeah. Rip off.
Oh man, you're telling me. Like, I hate medical insurance.
All right.
Like $300, $400, $500 almost every check. No, thank you.
Yeah, that's trash.
It is. I am agreed. Somebody tagged me. Let's see. What's your Discord username? I feel bad. I just now checked Facebook. Boy. For anybody that was in here, I just checked Facebook. I'm sorry. Prem, this is the way. Let's see. But yeah, if anybody else have any questions? Anybody?
Thanks for showing us the ins and outs, pretty much.
No problem.
Yeah, thanks. We appreciate it.
No problem. And I try to do this, at least 2-3 nights a week. It really just depends on my husband's schedule, my schedule, and if my son is asleep or not. But besides that, like, I'm not a fan of complicated trading, and so that's why I try to keep it as uncomplicated as possible. So that's one of those, if you can find something that works for you, stick with it. Because like this, the triple EMA, the support and resistance, and vision itself, those 3 work for me. Are they going to work for everybody? No. If it does, that's awesome. I love it. But some people use Bollinger Bands. Some people use, I don't know, some random one, MACD. Some people
Did you ever use MACD on this, or is it kind of confusing with all the other stuff on it?
With everything else, I actually avoid it. Because I
Probably
feel
too many mixed signals.
pretty much, yeah. You're looking at, especially when it goes real sideways or wonky. Like, let me pull this up here. So, MACD.
What is MACD? I keep seeing it. I don't know what the heck it is.
So, MACD is it's the moving average. Oh, what's the rest?
Convergence.
There we go. Convergence, divergence? No.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. Basically, like this part right here, these little bars, this is the histogram. And this is telling you, the selling and the buying action going on. And then if it goes under the histogram, it's a strong sell. Over the histogram, stronger buy. But, it can get crazy because, like, right in here, it's super sideways. And that's confusing. And then, let's see. Like, you have this, it goes down here, but it's sideways. I don't like it. I'm not a fan. It's one of the, and then you have, like, because I did actually try to use it in the beginning. And so it's one of those where you're like, oh, wait, okay, they're crossing, so we're going to go up. And then it just goes sideways. So then you're sitting there like, wait, what do I do now? Whereas, if you have, something quote unquote simpler, like the triple EMA, you can clearly see, oh, hey, we're still below, so we're going down, we're doing good. And, with this, you're going up and up sideways. So you're still going up. You're just, going slow about it. And sideways. But yeah, it's one of those, you don't want to overload your chart. Because if you do that, then you're just going to confuse yourself. And that's when you begin to lose money. And we don't want that either. But yeah. But if nobody has any other questions, I am actually going to get off of here and go get a drink of water. Maybe have some coffee because, why not?
Coffee and beer for me. Sounds good. Thank you very much.
Have a good night, everybody.